Hey guys, welcome to AB Educate live Q&A. So first of all, thank you for everybody for being here. Thank you for being on YouTube. Thank you for being on Facebook. I really appreciate that a lot. Thank you for coming into my home and chatting with me. I am talking to you guys myself, so it'll be on comments here between Facebook and YouTube. So go ahead and comment anything you like. Today I'm going to be building a STEM kit. And Wallach is on, so I'm going to give you a call out. This is for audio. So Ed, if you'd love to join me, I sent you a messenger already for that. If you want to come on and just add to what I'm doing here. Like many of you know, Ed, we started this a long time ago. We've been doing a lot of cool stuff. We've been super busy the last couple of years. So have you guys. So I wanted to come back online and reconnect and talk to everybody and see what's going on and answer any kind of questions you guys have. And I wanted to do something different while I was doing that. So I got this little STEM kit to build something, to do something live, to do it. As you know, Ed and myself and a couple of people that we work with a lot here, we were always trying to learn, improve, and continue things. And I'm at a point right now where I want to try new things. And these STEM kits, I have an 8-year-old daughter. She was here for the summer. So we did some stuff. We did some Lego stuff. We did some audio stuff. We did some STEM kit stuff. This one, unfortunately, she left to go home to her mother. But this one, we didn't get the build. So I want to build this out just to see what it is about. I got a couple tools here. To use. So real quick, if you don't have one of these, you should definitely get one. It's called the iFixit. This is a really, really cool box. I'm not selling anything, by the way. Just giving you guys information. I don't have an Amazon account or anything like that. But iFixit's a really cool little box. I'll open this up for you guys to see it. But in the inside, there are all these tools. This comes in this little box in here. And if I open this up, I have all these tools. And I can tell you on job site, these come in for all kinds of things. What's really cool is the kit itself, which we'll be using today, I'm sure, has a little magnet pad here, so the tools stay there. And then if you wanted to go the other route and fix a cell phone or fix little miscellaneous things, you have all these tools here to do this. And if you're an audio guy and you want to work on RF or EQ or some little small things and you want to work on things on the site and do some repair stuff on the fly, this is a really, really cool kit to have. Highly recommend it. Another thing I have here, which, again, don't recommend to take on site with you, it is a heating pad, but this particular one that I own, I used to fix phones as a hobby thing, just to learn some stuff. But this one has little grooves here, like with the screws and the bolts. We'll get into today. So that's what we're doing today. I'm here to answer some Q&A stuff. I have one cool one to start with. I had a question asked yesterday on the Instagram side. We posted a post yesterday. Thanks to Jessica. On the marketing side, we posted something, asked some questions to the community. And one of the questions that came in from one of the gentlemen was my thoughts on AI, for example, in the AV industry. And there's two sides to this. One side is the automation is here already. If you use a Stream Deck and Companion, you're doing it all the time. To what level that is a different conversation. But we've met a lot of people over the years who are very, very good at that, and they're running multiple positions by themselves. So it's here. It's here to stay. It's becoming more of a thing, and those hybrid kind of position people who can comprehend multiple positions are getting more and more work. So that's coming down the pipe. As far as camera specifically to his question, here's where it gets tricky. This technology isn't new. It's here. It's already doing stuff. Now, is it fully automated, the best it could be? I could put a guy on there and it's going to follow no problem? No. It doesn't know who to follow and at what point to follow. Sports is really big on this right now. There's a couple companies that have been doing stuff on it. PTZ cameras and some broadcast cameras have the ability to track speakers now. A couple cool little things we could talk about is a PTZ camera that does 4K has a functionality called area of interest. And within that area of interest, I could pull out one 4K camera or one 4K PTZ camera. I could pull out 4 independent 1080 shots. Right? So I could do a quadrant. Let's say this is a quadrant of my eye here. I could do one of the guy working out over here. There we go. Imagine Boo working out over there. I could do one of Goku over there, and I could do 1080, 720, whatever it is. But I could do 4 outputs of 720, 1080 resolution, essentially. Pull those out of one 4K PTZ camera. So that is a way that technology is being used to get more out of less. As far as the AI tracking side, they have tracking that is following people. The human aspect of this is that I still need to tell the machine who it needs to track. And obviously, if I turn around completely backwards, which you never want to do, that's not a good shot for you, not a good shot for the presenters, not a good shot for the speakers. It's also not good for AI. AI loses its place, right? It doesn't know what to look at. And typically what it's doing now, it'll widen out, get a wider shot to see if it can reacquire that person. And if people are very similar, it might jump to that and say, oh, that's not the right person, wire it back out and get to the right person. So you still need the human touch of, hey, let me get this raster of this face, take a screenshot of that. I need you to follow that person. And at that point, it's pretty good at what it does. It'll get a pretty tight shot all it around. And a couple things. It'll do it two ways. It'll zoom in a little bit to get that tighter shot within the chip. And then it'll move the camera itself. That, which is the key right there, is that one thing we didn't mention real quick is that on the back end for AI, AI has to be identified, which is where the human comes into place, right? We're telling it what to identify. So what can happen is, and we've done this recently for a couple of shows, or Eli's done this recently for a couple of shows, we've had to go on site and about 4 people controlling between 20 and 30 PTZ cameras. And they have a list of people who are going to do presentations, and they have their pictures in the system. And their job is to sit there and make sure that when they're in the room, the camera is tracking them. Is it perfect? No. Is it good enough for 90% of the things? Yes. Is it going to get better? Of course. The more we do something, the more we can program, the more we can learn from it, the more we can input that data. So AI is here to stay for sure, and it's here to make things happen, to make it easier, essentially, right? More bang for your buck. I have seen an uptake in PTZ cameras. I have seen an uptake in 4K cameras. I've seen an uptake in that software ability. Now, what I haven't seen is an uptake in operators. That is still a learning thing to happen. So you still got a couple more years, but if you know a PTZ camera class, which Evolve is doing the one right now, or sorry, they're coming out with one in the next couple of weeks, I recommend you guys take those classes. Kelly Fox is a great operator in Central Florida, does a lot of stuff as well. He's doing a lot of cameras, he's doing a lot of these things already. He's getting to that point because he's playing with it, he's learning it. If you know anybody who has a PTZ camera, any of your clients that has them, ask if you go to the warehouse on your own time, at your own dime, go in there, get some hands-on, get some experience. So that's a really, really cool one. Kind of get to that next level when it comes to AI. As far as other things across the board, I don't know if AI is going to come too much into the other aspects. You still need a lot of human elements. I think one of the bigger things to think about right now is learning networking and really starting to understand the difference between audio and video and how they're merging together. So really learning Dante, which is, by the way, free to learn on. Really learning Dante and video and how they're working together. If you were 3 years ago in the industry doing VMix and you were back and forth doing virtual sound, really fine-tuning that stuff, even with what we're doing here with the stream, for example, and I've got multiple cameras here that have to mute different things and turn on different things. That functionality is more present in the industry moving forward. So a couple of things to know real quick. I'll come back to the comments here. Laura Thomas in the comments here says, hey, everyone, what's going on? Hey, Laura, good to see you again. I'm glad to see you in the mix here. Jeff Woodgreen, if you guys don't know, is Zoom Test Kitchen. Very, very good program. If you want to learn about Zoom or you want to learn about pretty much anything Zoom, you want to get more involved in that, he does a Test Kitchen. Go check out his page. It's awesome. Jeff, if you want to do a share on there, I'll post it down here. Chuck Woodjock is a very good operator. He's actually doing a lot of cool stuff behind the scenes that no one even knows about. That I don't know if I have permission to talk about, so I won't dive into it. But if you don't know who Chuck is, you definitely want to know who this guy is. He is big in the world of cloud and streaming and things of that nature. Made a comment here about Dugan auto mixing is a form of automation. Imaging, if more goes into auto switching and camera tracking. Chuck, if you want to join me here, let me know. Send me a Facebook message. I'd love to bring you in here and talk a little more about that. Citizen Nemo, how you doing, brother? Jessica Jarvis, how you doing? Jessica Jarvis, by the way, is our marketing director. She's been helping us a lot here in the Good side. So a lot of the content you guys have been seeing from her, taking a lot of content that I have and mixing it up, and revamping it, and doing things with it, and just being amazing. So thank you for you being part of us. And automation is not necessarily AI, though. I agree. It is not. The goal right now, from my understanding from the manufacturers, is that this is kind of step one, right? Getting it to track more easily, track more properly. The people have done AI more effectively, where there's no operator needed, the AI is determining all the information. They are, I don't want to say the conference guys, I can't think of the brand right now. Cisco would be one of the ones that they're creating conference rooms essentially, and Facebook too, to an extent at least. They are fine-tuning that process of identifying a person who's speaking and determining this person speaking at this time, they need to be turned on, and as someone speaking, let me get a wide shot, get that clean, get the next person speaking. They're doing it based on audio cues. So again, not perfect, but less involvement of a human to get those things done. And really pushing that forward. If you've been to Infocom or NAB in the last 2 years, you can see a lot of that. But there's also a lot of stuff going into the cloud as well as you can have a lot more remote operators working from home, working with a remote location, which is really cool to think about the way that works. Yeah, so Chuck just brought up a good one. Owl Labs cameras. Those are one of the guys who are doing that really, really well. And again, it's started off with automation, how this works. They included another element, right? That AI to determine how to do this. And from what I understand, the conversations I've had is the audio is where it's coming in. It's determining that spatial audio a little bit, is saying there's someone talking here, I have this person here, this object essentially. Zoom into that. As they're speaking, the audio system hears another voice. It, without the camera doing anything, determines spatially where that person is. It gets a wider shot, goes to that one. It's essentially not taking over that conversation and into that one. So they are much more advanced in that portion of going that and pioneering that. But there are other ones in the broadcast industry as well, like Motion Labs. Can't think of these. Mark Roberts. Mark Roberts is big in this in the sports side and the broadcast side. He's done a lot of work on this, and he's doing a lot of the good things to push that forward. If he can fine tune that, it'll be a great product because his involves fast speed, fast motions, and determining between, let's say, a tennis player or a soccer player and the ball in someone's head, right? Or someone in the background versus someone that's running around in the field and not switching those cameras, right? So he's doing a lot of development on that. But anyways, that's probably as much as I know about the AI side of things. If you guys have anything in the comment side here you want to put in here, let me know. Ed brought up a good point. Chuck brought up some good points as well. So again, call me out if you think I'm wrong. The only thing I can't talk really too well on is the Dugan Auto Mix is a form of automation. I agree to that. To the extent past that, I'm not really sure how to really dive into that topic there. But Dugan, Dante, these are the future of where I think things are going. And again, this is my opinion. Could be wrong, but Cynthia 2110 is being pushed big time. Cloud infrastructure are being pushed big time, and it's coming there. I don't think people who are in the field right now need to worry about AI taking over their jobs. I think the little that it's doing is more of automation, when a lot of us are doing it already, and the ones that are doing it pretty well and effectively are getting those calls and they're doing that work. Me personally, I'm not big on it. Live shows, too many things change. For me, too many programming, and I'm very used to that on the fly, on demand changing. So I've been doing a little bit of it, but not as much as some other people that I know. So more power to you guys. Hopefully I don't get left in the back by doing that, but I think I'm doing okay right now. So we get back on track here. We have other questions we have to ask. If I see any questions in here. Oh, Kiki. What's up, Kiki? Citizens Neo is Kiki, who is in South Florida. Kiki is a really good lead in the industry right now, and he's moving up to bigger, better things. I don't want to jump the gun on what you've got going on, Kiki, but if you want to put in the comments, I'll do a shout out on it. But Kiki's down there, is a really good guy. I started with him, 12 years ago, and he's been slowly progressing in his ways, and things happen a lot. He's been getting there, but he's doing big things. So Chuck here just said, even with Mark Roberts software, so Chuck knows about Mark Roberts, I switched to manual for smooth and creative moves when it is needed. Agreed. There are times when Mark Roberts' camera goes a little too crazy, but it will mess up. Right? Again, it's not perfect. It's getting there though. If you have a lot of cameras, you can put more cameras on the work. Okay, so you did do it. Cool. Sorry. So Kiki is at Univision now, full time. That was a big thing he tried to do for a while. He got into it as a freelancer and then went into the full time position. So Kiki, I'm very proud of you, man. That's awesome. I know it's a handful of you guys who did that route. That's doing it. So I didn't want to say anything too soon, but I'm really glad you guys got there, man. That's awesome. Congratulations. So let's going back to Chuck's conversation here. Mark Roberts cameras are good. They're still in R&D. But a lot of people are putting work into it. Chuck's involved in that a little bit. We've been involved in that as well. It is good software. It is getting there, and it's improving little by little. I don't think, like Chuck is saying here, it's going to take your job necessarily, because you still need that human element, because the camera does mistake a ball or somebody else in the crowd sitting down, or the wrong person, for example, comes in the shot and it takes over that. Because you have to fine-tune settings so much, and because everything in life is very fine-tuned, right? Machines, even though do a lot of processing power, there's still a lot of things that we do internally, like, hey, this player's getting slower, let me start throwing down my pants, let my focus on a little bit, or the sun's coming into play. Right? There's still a lot of factors to put into play for AI to really take over. Obviously, have it for another at least 10 years. But don't be fooled that it's not here already, and it's not already being pushed out there. People are doing it, people are giving feedback. So let me get back on track here. We're going to build this guy here. I don't want to be on all day. It's 15 minutes in, but we're going to build this stream kit. I have my tools out ready to go, and I have another shot for you guys so you can see a better shot of this down here. And there's a little stream kit here. So we have this box here. But again, I'm going to continue talking to you guys, continue asking questions. I do have a list of questions here from Instagram since we're not on Instagram right now. But we are on Facebook and YouTube, and I can see you guys' comments and everything here. So again, thanks for being here. Thanks for tuning in. A couple things about the audio side. The reason I'm doing this is obviously, as many of you know, I went full-time with Evolve Technology in the last 2 years, and we've been doing things there and doing tons of video things. And there is this need for me to continue to improve my skill set. I work with amazing people who are definitely smarter than I am, and these guys are top-notch at what they do, and I want to keep up with that. But some of that also comes to, I also want to just continue to learn in general. I'm a lifelong learner, and all these little things are just fun ways to kind of break into a little bit of a different thought process or a different way of thinking about things. So I highly recommend, if you guys are in the AV world, there's different things you can do, not just AV specific, not just reading the manuals, not just doing the jobs. Things you can do outside of work that can also help improve things. So I haven't done a lot of audio in the last year and a half. Not that this is very specific to anything, but it gives me a good understanding of the back end. And for anybody who doesn't know, about 8 years ago now, I used to do a lot of QC stuff in the warehouse, and I used to build things with my father with the stage. And I kind of missed some of that. I've been seeing the guys in the warehouse a little bit. I've been helping out where I can and helping with QC. I just helped with a long lens yesterday or 2 days ago now. It was really cool, and I got to open the case up and look at all the wiring and the components and try to figure out what was going on with it, and simple fix obviously. But it was just it reminded me, like, I missed that nitty-gritty, getting hands dirty into the software, into the hardware, into the components, and figuring out what's going on, how do you fix this, and things like that. So got this kit here to build this out, and the first thing I can do with any out there that I know is RTFM, right? Short version, read the manual. But I'll look over this real quick. Pretty simple instructions here. That's very picture specific, so that's good because I'm not a true audio guy. But yeah, this is pretty simple enough. The idea is to build a box with 2 speakers. It's Bluetooth. I'll do it live with you guys here. You guys will see me build it out. You can critique me if you want to. Let me know if I'm doing it wrong, but I think I'll be okay. So it seems like there's components here. 2 speakers, which I can confirm, right? Always confirm inventory. Something to think about, right? If you're on a bigger show. Let's go with that. So if you're doing a transition, right, from stagehand to technician to engineer, you start doing these bigger shows. One thing that needs to change, and keeps in the back of your mind, when it'll happen, it'll make sense. When you're doing really big shows, you want to get everything off the truck and into a pile. You want to confirm that what you have is there. Because the worst is to do is to start building stuff and things are wrong. Like an example I just spoke about yesterday with a good friend of mine, Lewis. Imagine doing projectors, for example, and let's say you have 100 projectors. And you got to confirm you have all the projectors there. So you're doing a double stack, right? So it's 50 one side, 50 for the down. And make sure the lumens are matching up. You want to make sure that the lenses are going to match. And you want to confirm the math, because imagine 80, 100 projectors, all of a sudden the lenses are wrong, and it shows in 48 hours. Now I got to figure out, I got to do some movement today, because I can't guarantee I can get all these replaced. 1, 2, why are we not writing anymore? And the reality is, everything on paper looks great and works out great. The downside is that when you go to real world and you're in a ballroom or in an arena, the points don't line up exactly where you want it to. And that could be a foot or 6 inches, but that could be the difference for a projectionist or for an acoustic operator who did sound vision in the room, right? That could be the difference on a lot of things. So sometimes it's easy to adjust, sometimes it's not so easy. But getting that stuff organized, inventoried, make sure you have everything you need before you start can save you a lot of headache in the long run. Because imagine you start hanging stuff and the lenses aren't right, for example, and now you're like, oh man, we're pretty far into this. Rigs in the air, I can't move around, I can't move projectors. I need to get the lenses. And I've just cost a bunch of money because I didn't do my due diligence, which was literally pull out the truck, confirm that what I need is there, and then confirm that the lenses I have are correct for where they're going to go. Right? I know it seems tedious and like, oh, this should already planned out, and it probably was, and I guarantee you have the information, but to confirm that yourself, because things happen. A lot of times the trussing gets moved around a foot or 2 because of points. right? You have X amount of weight on this truss. I need to move it this much over because this point can't support it. The guy that built the CAD doesn't know that. Right? He built the CAD based off XYZ data. Hi, Disa. I just see your comment here. Good to see you. If you guys don't know Disa, Disa's huge in the MPI in Canada, Ontario, Canada, correct me if I'm wrong, and it's big in Encore. Very good event planner. Do a lot of those movie type jobs. Disa, we miss you. I'm glad to see you on here. I'd love to have you as well. If you want to come live, let me know, and I'll send you an invite in Messenger. But good to see you. I hope everything's going well with you. I know you're always killing it and you're always busy, so thank you for taking the time on a Saturday afternoon to join us here. So anyways, back to inventory here, right? So something to think about when you guys do bigger shows is confirm inventory, make sure you have what you need when you're going forward, all right? So I'm confirming based off of this, 2 speakers, I confirm 2 speakers. I see that I also need the battery pack, confirm that. What isn't included in this diagram, right? Again, looking at this and seeing what's not here, always part of the job, right? Those are verbal notes, I'm sure somewhere, and I'm sure we'll get to the eventually, but I can tell in the case as of right now, there is no batteries. So I have acquired 3 batteries, pre-pro, 3 batteries for what I have here. Here I have extra batteries because I need to change out batteries every speaker. I have the motherboard here for the Wi-Fi. I have the bolts. Pull out this little baggie here. So this is the processing board I need, which I can confirm that with the photo here and the diagrams. I have the wire I need for the speaker. Oh, sorry, on-off switch. Confirm that. If I want to get nitty-gritty with it, I can confirm the solder points here. There, and actually, let's get this in here, see if I can get you guys close enough. So we can get the solder points there. They look good. No complaints there. And we have easy adapters here to make this very plug and play. Very little screws needed. I can see the boards here. Actually, I can take it out of the bag. I don't want my things all over this, but you can see. Now I gotta take it out. You can see on this one that this one's got a little damage. It's bent. The good point is that the solder points are still good. So it's just a physical unalignment, but it's not bad. Something cool to tell here, if you guys have never seen a breadboard, for example, it's typically on a breadboard. You can see what is what technically. So well, but if you can see this right up here, that says Bluetooth. That tells me that that processor, that chip right there, that little chip right there, is the Bluetooth ability. And then all these little processors inside here is just for power. So all those little, as you see there, that's power. Different power conversions for positive and negatives. And then the red there, you can assume when our power plugs in, and if you look at the picture, confirm that is correct. So that is where our power will come from. So these guys, negative and positives, will plug into here, which provide power to this whole thing. This is a capacitor, so it loads energy essentially. So everything gets a consistent power on there. Tiny. These little processors, these are like tiny little chips. They're pre-programmed to do one thing only. Put that on the breadboard, get the power, send it through each other, and you get these functionalities. I'll put it on here. This pad is a little bit rubbery, so it's okay to put it on there. It's safe. I did not plug in the back end to heat anything because I don't need to heat anything for this project. I'm gonna keep pulling things out here. So I have screws, a couple screws here, and I got the last cable that I need here for the speakers. I'm sure. I think I have everything I need. All right, so let me keep this out of the way. And then finally, I have the casing at the V end. I was hoping to get a clear one. I'm going to agree to disagree. The industry, as far as returning back from 3 years ago, has not been great when it comes to what you order online and you get what you want sometimes, even with food. But there's been some changes. So these are just wood CNC cutouts. See that? So definitely speakers are going there for sure. Looks like that's probably where my power is going to go. Right, and then just another case to close it up, and I'm pretty sure this one will be, no, so I can see this has got 3 screws right here. Right, you see through it. Doesn't quite line up to this point, so this probably isn't it, but this is probably for the breadboard. Yep, got that right. This is definitely for the speakers, I can tell that. This is for this piece, right, so it's up there, and we got that piece. And I won't do it just yet. You can sell on the sides here, these little pieces here, you just can see that. It's what locks in place. Right, so to do that when it tells me to. These are the pieces I'm not really sure, so definitely need the manual for that. And then this might be, no, I need the manual for these 2 pieces. Growth and Development Network, aka the GDN. Thank you for being here, the GDN. Scott Monroe is the Growth and Development Network. He's the man behind the whole program. We actually have me and somebody else. Don't want to announce it yet. If you guys are following, though, you should know who that is. If you're not, you will know soon enough. But again, Scott and me are big on giving back to the community, helping the community grow, helping it learn, helping it, essentially, and raising everybody, raising the tighter boats. Anyways, I'll leave that short there. Unless Scott, you want to put something in the comment, or let me know if you want to come in, and I'll jump you in. So we are 26 minutes in, and I'm going to start going through the manual here. But I see. I'll turn this around. Sorry, I'm left-handed if no one's knew that. So this makes more sense to me this way. All right, so we got the speakers. Fun fact about speakers, and again, I don't know the exact specifics, and maybe I can look it up later, or one of you guys in the chats can let me know. But fun fact about speakers: did you know, or are you aware, that a speaker also can be a microphone? If you were to take apart an SM57, what you speak is essentially a speaker, so that your voice affects the vibration of this, which then gets translated into impulses, and those impulses then go out and become sound. If you guys know a guy named Dave Rat's channel, he tells you how that works. Gives you a lot of the nitty-gritty on that. But I got 2 speakers here. This wants me to wire it up, it looks like, in this first photo, which I think is not the right call. So you can see the first photo has it all wired up, but then the second one's with the instructions separately. So I'm going to actually stop what I'm doing, put 2 speakers on top of here, just give space, and I'm going to go based off down here. So put these guys here right now, and you can see these are already ready to go because they're magnetized. Oops. So not that that's good to do, but it doesn't do there. Fun fact, another fun fact, if you guys ever fix speakers, this is just rubber. There's a coating here. Inside of this is where the coil is. I can see that very well. But that coil, depending on which way it's done, either sends music out or changes the vibration to send back sound down to a microphone to your mixer. But what's really cool is if you rebuild this magnet coil here, there's a magnet you have to do on the internal side here in the center, which if I did, it's hard to break it. But when you reinsert these, you have to put this powder thing inside, and it just attaches to the whole inside. It's a really cool process. I'll see if my dad is doing any speakers in the near future, and see if we can show you how that happens. It's actually kind of fascinating. Okay, so I need the one that we talked about, this guy. And I need the breadboard, and I can see from that picture it goes. Interesting. So they say the picture shows this. It shows this way, and then it shows it this way. But oh, that's right. So my hesitation is, see the bottom here? If I bring this out, the solder points, see how high they are? That is actually hitting the wood. So we could creep these up a little bit, but I'm not going to do that because I don't have anything to test if, if that's going to change anything. So I'll put those within range. I'll put enough pressure down that it'll sit into the wood and hopefully not damage anything. But it also, I just push this down a little. Wood is malleable, so you can see that by just pushing it down, it's kind of created its own little air gap right there. Not air gap, but it's cool. All right. So I'm going to screw these in, and then I'll get to another question that we had on Instagram. So I'm going to put these all here just generically. And the smaller side, I'll separate these. Actually, I think they're all the same size. Nope, there's a couple different ones here. These are the bigger ones. All right. 6 millimeter long screws. All right, so 1, 2. So again, if you guys have any questions about anything training related or AV Educate related or what we're doing in the future, go ahead and put it in the comments there and I'll be able to answer you. If not, I will keep going off my list from Instagram since I'm there. Although I could. Maybe I should have done that since I got some responses there, but we're doing Instagram and Facebook. Sorry, we're doing Facebook and YouTube. Maybe we'll do this next time. Actually, if you guys want to put in the comments there, do you want to watch on Instagram? It's an interesting video. Instagram is funny. It's a funny program to stream to. I need tools. All right. So another question that's proposed to me on Instagram was, what can somebody do who's new to the industry get into the industry? And this is always a difficult question to answer because the generic answer, right? The throwaway answer is call somebody, right? Or a friend gets you in, or go to a stage company. But the reality is you need to know or who they are, right? So companies we throw out there in the Florida region would be ATM, Above the Mark, right? That's a South Florida company. You also have Showmasters, that's a labor provider. Different people have managed that in the past. You also have AV Leads, has good people. So everybody's got their niche, and I gotta tell you, in my career so far, if you guys have any of the ones, let me know in the comments, and I'll give them a shout out. Again, I'm not being cruise or anybody to do anything, but it's really the crews that make up that. Stagehands they typically run in the same crews because they're used to working with each other and they help each other out and they rely on each other, and it's a really good industry. So don't always punish a labor provider. It's really crews that you get. Sometimes they got to do to get you the bodies you need. This might not be a popular opinion, but a lot of times, and this is again from me coming from an educational perspective primarily, but a lot of the times I feel that the leadership throws the buck onto, and this can be someone in a military experience, they kind of throw the buck at the stagehands, like they should already know something or they should already be at this level. And it is getting a little bit bad where there's a lot of new people coming in. And I think we need to be a little more sympathetic to the extent. Obviously, every show is different, so we don't always have the time to do that, but a little more just cautious of the situation. And on the flip side, labor companies too need to be a little bit more forthright with, hey, I can send you these guys that are competent, or I can send you bodies because you need a big call, right? And essentially, that's always like, well, that's what I hired them for, right? So they're passing the buck. But I think as leads, some things that I don't see a lot happening, and go ahead and comment this below. How many times have you done a show where once the truck's done offloading, take a 15-minute break, for example, get some water, go to the restroom, do what you got to do, come back and say, hey, here's my leads. They need XY people. Labor lead, who are your 4 guys for audio? And then, because this is what I do all the time, hey, the 4 guys that are in audio, is that what you guys want to know? Like, are you learning audio? Are you into audio, or are you just stagehand? If they give me a generic answer, oh, I know a little bit of everything. Cool, go with audio. I get like, oh, I've been learning audio, or I went to audio school. Cool, you definitely want to go there. Hey, video, what do you need? I need 1 or 2 hands, right? It's always 1 or 2 hands, right? Unless you're doing a big show and stuff. So, okay, cool. Those 2 guys, do you know video or do you know editing? Hey, well, I don't really know video too much, but I'm willing to learn. Cool, go with video. Um, Something that I've done a lot of times when I'm in the lead position is I'll talk to the leads and go, hey, listen, if we can get the truss up and the lighting and the audio up in the place and the screens and the drapes, and have the hands all focused on that, then we can break down those small nitty-gritty things. It's a little more effective, a little less stress on the leads and puts more onto the crew lead. But again, that delegation of information is huge, right? Show them a cat what's going on, so they have the same thing you have. Show them a pull sheet that you're working with. So as the leader in that position, you should always be thinking about how do I make sure that my team for this particular event knows the same things that I know. And I think that gets dropped out a little bit. So anyway, sorry, I went on right there. The question was how does someone use the industry? And honestly, if you don't have any connection at the time, the company asks to volunteer there to a go to the local union. Have your parents have someone help pay to get your foot in the door. Go to a church on Sundays. You'd be surprised. A lot of the people that do church stuff also do other things. They don't just do church. And it's a connection. And if you're already going to church, you might as well make the most of it, right? If you're going to the theater route also has a season where I've done mixed matching. I haven't done a ton of theater things, but in my younger career, I did a ton of theater things. And little by little, I've gotten my niche. Right? I got my clients and doing more of that. But I still have done at least 1 to 2 theater things in the last year, 2 years. I'd say I've done 4 to 6 within Orlando, Miami, and different theater stuff. So they're not always just hiring for that. Sometimes they need to bring in outside resources to do X, Y, Z. A lot of times they're doing projection for me, or doing some video playbacks, or doing some streaming stuff. So it's different mixtures of things based on their providers. So if you're in there for a year or something, you're more likely to meet somebody who can help you get that and say, hey, here's some labor companies information, here's some of this information. One of the things that I want people to think about is that in AV particularly, there's 2 ways to do things here. And I want to be clear about this because I say this a lot. There's theoretical knowledge in school, right? They teach you all this knowledge to give you a good foundation. And then there's practical knowledge, that real world experience hands-on. And in this industry, corporate AV, that we thrive on is that hands-on experience in the field, right? I'll give you a prime example. You come to my class, get Barco certified. That's great. I'm proud of you. You got a piece of paper. You know how to use the GUI system. I need experience to know what to do what to do during the show, what to do with just the fan. I need you to have that experience. And if you're honest with me, I may say, you know what? I'm willing to take a chance on you, not on this show right now, but keep in contact. I have other shows I could put you in to help you get to that level. You just got certified, you got more experience. I don't mind giving you that, but I need to see that happen, right? So the paper gets you in the door, the honesty gets you the job. Okay. You do the other way where you say, hey, I got certified. I know I got tons of experience. And then you do the gig and you fail, you bomb, you blacklist from that guy's company, that guy's labor provider, and anybody else they know. I'm telling you, this industry is small. We will find out eventually. It may not be the first month, the first week. It may be 3 months later, or a year later, or 5 years later. You're gonna hit a ceiling because people are like, oh well, X, Y, Z. Not to say that's gonna change your whole career, but it'll sort things out even more for you. So in this industry, a lot of things that we do is that progression of I built this experience, which is much more important to us than the educational side. Which is why there's this mixture of certified and non-certified, because that experience really means a lot to this industry. The example I give all the time is knowing what a fader does. Right? I can learn in school. I can learn everything about a fader, how it affects sound, what it does for the volume, how to use it, every little increment, right? But knowing when to use that fader, that's experience. Knowing when to go with that one, knowing what a client means. Hey, can you go up 10 dB or negative 10 dB? Maybe they're not knowing what they're talking about because the terminology isn't exact for some reason, but you get to know from experience. Oh, he's using this program or using that program. That's around this level. Or that's around here. You can't just see this way. Then when you keep muted yourself, customer experience. That's not books. Books teaching you, here's what it does, here's how it works, here's how it functions. The experience hands-on teaches you all those other things of when to do those things, when they come into play, when they're gonna happen. Learning to read the room, learning to read the presenter, when you're gonna go on stage. A big one I can give you guys is when you have tons of microphones out there and the mics are being spread out 5 at a time to get to the game. You being ready to mute and unmute those people, knowing when it's on stage that he's ready to go, or hey, he's on stage talking, that guy turned off his mic, right? They're not gonna teach you when to lock the packs, right? Versus when to not lock them. They just teach you how to do that. Here's how to lock pack, here's how to turn it on, here's how to turn it off. When you do that is up to you. There's so many variables, but experience teaches you anytime this is not in my control, someone else has it under control, I'm gonna lock it. And I'm gonna control on and off. So if they can't turn it off, go on stage on mute, and all of a sudden they're off. And if they tell me they want control of it, I'm still gonna lock it. Call me out, and then I'll unlock it. Right? So let's go. Comments are coming in here. For new stagehands looking to break into the industry, where do you suggest they start looking for work? So again, theater, unions, stagehand work. You usually post a comment on social media about stagehands, labor companies, labor providers within your region, and you can get a pretty good answer from the community there between Facebook, YouTube, XYZ, right? And then staying there consistently doing that job consistently with those people. That's the easiest way if you don't know anybody. If you know somebody in the industry, or if you talk to somebody in the industry, follow them, ask them questions. You'll get some kind of answer somewhere at least to get you in the door. It's your job to do due diligence to really get to that next level, right? In the chats right here, we have the GDN, the Growth and Development Network. You can reach out to them right after this, send an invite, ask to join the group, ask questions there, labor writer right there, right? Get you some work, test you to get you there. Some work. Again, they're not going to hire you off the bat and put you in a show position. You're going to stage hand. You got to prove yourself in this industry. And that fake it till you make it mentality will get you only so far, but you will burn more bridges than you build. Keep it. Amanda here said, what I want to know is who is your co-host hiding the corner staring at you? I'm assuming we're talking about this little guy. I don't have a name for him. So if anybody wants to give him a name, let me know. We'll give it a name. But a couple of these in the house, I have a thing about octopus. I'm not sure what they are. If I had a spirit animal, though, it'd be that. In video, you're usually doing multiple positions. So you're the octopus, you're doing a little bit of playback, or recently it's been like E2 Aqualon or Resland Aqualon. So doing multiple positions. So I always call video guys the octopus on the field. Sorry, let me keep going here. Limer said, you, sir, are awesome. Thank you, Jason. You are awesome. Jason is also a great resource in the Daytona Beach area, and he is killing it out there in Daytona Beach. He's doing amazing things with streaming. Tuning in. I appreciate that so much. Jason, I can't thank you enough for all that you've done for me in the past 3 years. So thank you for being here tuning in, and thanks for saying that. I appreciate that. Growth Mindset said here, I agree. Leadership is a big deal, and a lot of things we do. Taking ownership as well is another big one. I'll throw into there. Doing, taking your actions, and when you mess up, owning it, owning. Whatever the questions are, that be what they be. I feel like a lot of times in our industry, and again, if you guys disagree, a lot of times in our industry, owning up to your mistakes gets you much further than trying to cover it up or blame it on something else. Even if it is someone else's fault, if you're in a leadership position, it's your fault. Because that team wasn't prepared properly, it's again your fault. Again, that's some of my military. It is. Says experience often only means, oh, I messed that up or seen that problem before, so now I know how to handle it. Yeah, agree. And there's ways to do that safely, right, in a classroom environment. At least for the way we do things here. Eval Technologies, we do a lot of training, a lot of hands-on, a lot of mock drills that are meant to let you get messed up. Sorry, that are meant to mess you up so that you understand how to recover from them quickly on job site. Right? And that's all you guys individually. Right? So that's good to do, right? I tell you a buddy of mine right now, Freddie Baboya, he took a class from me, wants to get that position. He got a switcher, worked with Kelly Foxon on this. He's gone online, videos, classes on it. He's bought some gear to be an operator, owner of it. He is learning that by doing. And we've talked a couple times already in the last few weeks, and he's asking for like drills for him to run through to get familiar with the system, get familiar with how to use it to its max, how to really utilize what he can do. Bring it back to here's the fundamentals for what I'm going to do. I need to know also what ifs so I can solve on job site. So we can just creating things here and there to make it happen, and he's doing good. So connect with people, friends, get to work. All right. Speaking of getting to work, answer another question. We get back to building this, right? So we got this done here. The next step is to do cables. This is this one. All I gotta do is put this together here. Oh, here we go. Wrong way. All right, and that is secured right there. Okay, next step here. That was it. 4 pictures to do that. Just 4 pictures just to do this. Got it. Okay, turning the page over now. All right, now we have, I'm gonna bring this over to the side. We have this piece here. Yeah, see, this is weird. So this has 4 screws here. Doesn't mean I have to use all 4, obviously, but there's 4. And it goes right here. And then this feeds this hole here. So my assumption of the other piece is not correct. Not yet, at least. Let's see if that changes. The problem here, although this is wood, the problem I have here all right, so I got this here. Sorry. Let's do this. I'm going to use a new functionality here. I'm going to go to this setting here, and I just want to try something real quick. Let me know if you guys hear this. I know there's some issues on the audio, but what I want to do is let's do 10%, and let's do so. There it is. 20% seems to be better. So I'm putting some lofi music in the background because I know when I concentrate, I get quiet. Sometimes I say things under my breath. But I see some comments coming in here. So I got 3 that came in while I was doing this. So Chuck, what it seems like the cooler people are chatting here and not on Facebook. If you guys don't know, we're on Facebook and YouTube. There's a couple chats going on. If you guys don't know what's going on in the chats, go to the YouTube site. Octotech from GDN. I like that. Octotech. Make that into something. So I'm gonna get 2 longer screws. I'm hoping, I don't see any that has points on it. So these are all not, these are just set screws. But I'm gonna in for a second. I'm gonna try to see if I'm strong enough to make a hole in the wood. And I hear it. Oh, I am. Boom. Oh, that worked. Cool. All right, so we're gonna do two of these instead of 4 for right now, just to set this. And we're gonna use some force here. And what I'm doing here is just I'm forcing to make new holes into the wood. I can hear it breaking already, or creaking. And this is set. And what I've done is I've really just checked to make sure this is flush, so that I don't have to worry about the batteries not fitting properly. But you see in the back inside here, I had the force. Hopefully that wasn't a mistake. We'll find out. All right, so that is 2 pictures. And we're going to go to the side now. I should put it here so you guys can still kind of see it. And then we finally got the speaker. And let's try the 2 speakers here upside down. So we'll do the same. All right, 2 speakers there. Oh, cool. So these are just going to sit in the back. So now in front, whoops, look like this. Clean, collected, right? It's cool. And the back side is where all the mess is. All right, I'm going to go and do screws there. And it doesn't show it here. I'm just going to verify that. It's already taking it out of the cutout, so I'm going to just pop this out. You guys can hear that little pop. So now this is nothing. And then this goes back here. And what's interesting is I'm trying to find a finished photo to see if we can see it. Yeah, that doesn't seem safe. So if you guys look closely here, see these are like the little things they don't show you, or you don't look good enough. So the screws, it's telling me to go from the back to the front, which would mean that the screw would stick out. So that would, for a kid, not be great, which is what I got this for. So I'm kind of glad that we didn't do this together because she could have got hurt. Not that I wouldn't still let her do it, but I might do it a little differently. So there is, I need 2, 4, 6, 8, 2 per side. There are smaller screws here. They're shorter. Does this actually tell me? Hold on. 4mm short screw. Yep. 4mm short screw. So they do account for that. So maybe I over exaggerated there because I have a kid, like any parent would do, right? All right. So I got 2, 4. So now what I'm doing is I'm verifying that I have the right amount before I start, and then I'm not with the right amount, because if I don't, I can always compensate, right? I can make maybe the bottom ones the longer ones and the top ones the shorter ones. 6, or I can maybe do 3 instead of all 4. Save some time. I see that with trust sometimes. I'm not a fan of that, but sometimes it's necessary. All right, I got 4. It's 2, 4, 6, 8. All right, so we got enough to do what we need here. I'm gonna go ahead and put these here, and I'm gonna put these both at the same bottom, the connectors, the bottom, right, positive and negative. And I'm gonna build this in here, and there's some lo-fi here there. I see there's some conversations going on here. That documentary, my octopus teacher was just Omar teaching you certificate. On Netflix, there's a very cool series. Oh man, I see is how much I actually watched it. It was really good. It was a really good movie or documentary about the octopus. So pretty much what happens is, I'll give you guys a short version, so don't give me spoilers here. But the guy goes kind of like a stealth journey, has some personal stuff that goes on in his life, and we pretty much befriends an octopus. It was a baby octopus, at least from what I can tell. I assume it'll get bigger, maybe not too big, but it shows it getting bigger over time. This is a long, you're seeing it for an hour and a half, but it's a long friendship that he built. The octopus ended up trusting him at first, and trust more and more. It's about a friendship between two species that don't really speak the same language, don't have anything in common, but they build a friendship. It's very clear in the documentary. It's kind of cool. It's really beautiful. It's peaceful. It was a good little movie documentary. But Chuck, I'll take it. It was a B1 certification in progress. Yeah. The next comment here was Jason Lehrman. Let me know when you take place. Oh, cool. So Ed and Chuck and Jason are making plans to hang out together, which is exactly what these are really good for. I can network with people. This is how simple it is, guys. You know somebody, just reach out. All these guys that are talking here are on social media all the time, connecting, talking, sharing, learning from each other, learning from each other online and offline. That's how you get better. This is. You know when I have audio problems, right? I read a lot. I know a lot of things about audio, but you know when I struggle? You know what I call them? I call it. Ed's the dictionary for me. Ed is the audio dictionary, and I don't mean that in an offensive way. It just is encyclopedia, right? It's having a problem with Dante. I can read the manual, or I can call Ed and answer in 10 seconds, or I can read the manual and get it in 30 minutes, right? Which one do you think I'm call Ed? Just how, like, when Ed has problems, he'll call me, or if I have something with issues going on, I'll call Jason. Jason, we've had a lot of business talks over the years. Jason's very, I don't know how much I can say, but Jason is a pioneer, definitely the definition of an entrepreneur. He's done a lot of things in his life. He's got an amazing family, an amazing work ethic. He's a hard worker, does not back down from position or titles. he wants to be somewhere, he wants to be with the people, he can do what it takes to get there. And vice versa, when you're with him, he's gonna do what he can to take care of you. So Jason's a good guy. So I did, Ed. So Ed just mentioned this. I believe Omar had referred to our friend from India, Sirkin, as an octopus, with how he could operate everything on a show site as he had 8 arms. Yeah. So we brought up Sirkin is a automation genius and because he can run an entire department in the lead role by himself. He will automate it on Stream Deck, and he will run lighting, audio, and video, and run a show. And he does this so well. He was just on tour all over the world, by the way, because of his skill set. Amazing guy, amazing mindset. If you go to our YouTube channel, there's a video about him, about some of the automation stuff that he's done. Give you kind of an overview of what it is. He is really fine-tuning this and really good at the people to make sure that he's ready for this. And he's already made dozens of presets for himself, so that this has become more and more easy for him to do as he gets going. And I think a lot of the hurdle people have is they get kind of hesitant, right, with the workload. I got to build all these things out. I got to pre-program this and pre-program that. And Sharkeet is smart. He pre-programmed, he pre-built, he tested, and then reworked it, and then reworked it, and reworked it, and reworked it. And now he's got these files that he can just use and on demand and modify this a little here, that a little bit here. But it's really what he can do. So you guys can see, speakers are done. Just so you can see that it is sticking out a little bit right there, but it kind of has like this industrial vibe, right, with the metal and the wood. If I was really good at pre-pro, I would have stained this a nice wood color, like a lot of the other wood colors I have here. But I still like it. It's got that industrial vibe, and it's got Bluetooth on it, so that's gonna be cool. Cool little home speaker I built. You know, cheap. It's less than $10, I think, but the value is that I built this, right? I built this. It works. I do it with my hands. That's something I value. So, I got a question from Jessica Drivers. In all seriousness, though, the comparison of Video Guys and Octopod, both having the capacity or necessity to do multiple things at once, goes crazy. It does. I'm trying to think of a different way to talk about this. So, lighting, for example, let's go with the lead position in general, right? Video, lighting, audio. What's really interesting, or at least that I find interesting, is that when you really get up to these bigger show level positions, for like, let's say the GS, and you're running Grand MA or a Hawk, or you're running a Yamaha or a Caddick or pick your flavor. And then for video, you're running Aqualon or E2 or Figure Disguise, whatever the systems are, right? They're getting more and more and more grandioso. The sets we're doing are bigger and bigger and bigger. And what's the crazy part is that it's one guy controlling a bunch of different things that, until you're really in that position to wrap your head around, it's kind of crazy. LED, for example, these are going much greater than 4K, almost 8K quality. Pixel count. You're driving these pixels, driving this content, and you're making backgrounds that are matching the right size. You're making pip windows that are 16:9. You're controlling all that. Depending again, whether like let's say all the way to the skies or all the way down to an E2, you're going to take in your content from Playback Pro, from Resolume, from Illumine, from MIDI, PowerPoints, videos, right? You're going to bring these in, you're going to format them and do all these things on the screens to make it look to the audience. There's a lot of things going on that one person's controlling. And now what you're seeing is, especially more videos, we're also helping at some level with audio, right? Now it's not running a snake to us, we're running a network back to you. So we're plugging things internally, and now we're sending you one line back out. Again, easier workflow, a little more on the network side, but it's easier to do once it's working, network-wise, right? Lighting, if you didn't know about lighting is I won't say memory game, but if you have your profiles all built into your system, every single thing has a different count. Same thing like an LED. Right? So Mac Mover has almost 7 or 8 pixels to say before you get to the next one. So like, let's say my first mover is 8 channels, right? I have 8 controlled different channels. Then my second mover is going to be 9, 9, 1 through it again, starting at 0.9. So I'm going to start on my universe at 255, right? I have so many universes I can use. I can do an opto splitter to split that signal flow wise, but I'm still limited to universe abilities. And then you're controlling all these things: pan, tilt, zoom, colors. Sometimes you also have different characters. Different characters allow you different things with the wheels. So I can do different effects for different gobo patterns. I can do it all together. I can do what's called ballyhoo, where the whole head moves in a different direction at different speeds with different colors and different gobo patterns internally. So there's a lot of functionality you have in there. So you can go from 8 to 12 depending on how you set up your lighting. And program that into the board so that each thing is controlled by an individual pattern. So this is really the cool thing about, because we are controlling a lot of things all at once in each department, but we're also going to work with it. And again, this is where the human element comes in. There's a TD typically, and if not, the team is telling, hey, we're going to go to opening video, right? Opening video isn't just me clicking a button. If I'm using Disguise, maybe. But if I click a button to say, okay, we're going to go to video in 5 seconds, right? In that 5 seconds, or in 10 seconds, let's say, he's going to say, when I say go, I want video to play, I want audio on playback 1, I want audio on playback 2, right? Because I want the backup to play as a backup. There's one we can go to it. I need the screen to show this look, and you're going to show this. And that's multiple positions go at the same time, right? That's such a different mindset. I'd love one day to maybe get that on recording one day and like put that out to you, like what happens. Podcast does this. It's really cool, fast-paced environment. There's a team that has to hit these buttons that control everything you see. They're the entertainment industry, mass gathering industry, hospitality industry. But there's a lot that one person does already, and then you add companion to that, and it's another layer of automation to really expand what you do. Anyways, hope that answered that question. Yeah. So let me go here. Someone's calling my phone. That's where the feed's coming from. So sorry, I'm gonna scroll up real quick. We're getting. Oh no. It goes crazy. Yeah. Jason Lerman, what drives you to help others grow in an industry where so many higher ups act as if it's to teach the men or women that might take their jobs? Yeah. Jason brings up a good point here. I'll read this again. I'll read it backwards. Sorry. What drives you to help others grow in an industry where so many higher ups act as if it's taboo to teach the men or women that might take their job? So this is a double-edged sword for me, because I get that mentality, right? That's old mentality at this point. If you're good at your job, no one's taking your job. And most likely what ends up happening is if you cheat somebody, I don't want to say they're in your pocket, but they're on your team to a certain level. And they're going to call you when I have a gig that they can't do, because, hey, you taught me, I taught you, right? Or you taught me, let me give you this. I can't do the show. Can you take over the show for me, right? Vice versa. Also, if you are teaching somebody, you should use this as a ladder. In what we do in the industry, there's no corporate ladder to this day, essentially, right? But if I have X amount of clients that are paying, their ceiling is this because of their clientele, and I want to make more money, I need to find more clients who pay me that money. And I want to save my bridges with these people, because it's really wrong to me. I want more. I want to do more. I want to make more for whatever reason that might be, right? Family, personal, medical, who knows? I want to make more money. I want to make more so I can work less, maybe. Or I like working with this crew better. I like traveling more, whatever the case is. I can train somebody to replace me for those clients. So, hey, listen, I know you need me, or somebody at my level. I'm doing more of this stuff. I'm training this guy to take over for me. And then when that guy's not available, they're still going to call you. Hey, I respect it. I got you. XYZ can't do the job. Can you come help us out? No worries. Sometimes it's a money thing. Sometimes it's a personality thing. Like, you know what? The shows you're doing, we're colliding, we're bumping heads, whatever the case is. Train your replacement. Move up the ladder, right? Move up the prime example I'll give for example, right? Because it's my expertise. Camera operator to camera shader to camera switcher to TD. Great transition. And doing it in that pattern, right? Doing that, let's say, like a learning path. I can go from, I know what it takes to get shots, what it takes to sell shots, what it takes to do the camera. Cool. I've got that. I've mastered that. Maybe I'm good enough to do most jobs. Now I'm going to learn to shade. Now I need to learn how to make sure that I communicate properly to the team that I'm working with, how to do what I used to do. Now I'm also looking for the quality of the color, the iris control, ability to focus, ability to do back balances. And I know now what it takes to get these shots. I know what happens if my iris too far down or too far up, what's happening to that focus wheel, right? I'm gonna narrow my focus and make it a harder time for these guys. So maybe I'm more on top of the lighting guys to give them the light, or I gain up a little bit, right? Not to noise, but I gain up so I can open the iris more so they have more focus ability because they're on a tight shot. Because I've been there, I've been on the other side, I know what it takes to do that job. Right? Then TV, right now I know it takes to be camera order, I know it takes to get right cameras. Now I want to switch to right camera. I want to call the shots I want to see. I want to be in the driver's seat to say I want to see this shot here, I want to see that shot there, I want you to do this shot, I want you to give me this shot with the light. Give me that light up there with that flare. Oh, I love that shot. Give me that jib shot. I love swooping down. I love that shot, right? I want to call those shots. I want to call that and I want to monitor. I know what it takes to get that shot now. I know what happens when the guy on stage is running out there. I know that guy's got to punch iris. What shot can I take for a second to give him a moment to get to that shot that I want at the right level, right? Now, because you're aware. You've been in the position. Now you're aware. You want to go to the next level. Now I want to call the hate, right? Like sometimes you get some shows and you're just like, I hate the calls that they're making, but I'm not in charge, right? They're the TD, take whatever they want. You might want to do that TD one day and say, you know what? I want to take the shots. I want to. Now you know what it takes to get to that position. Now you know what it takes to do those shots. Now you know what it takes to get there. Now you know the limitations of what it is, depending on the you have or the experience you have, right? It knows, okay, I know I can really push this to do a lot more things. Or focus and change things around, right? I can really focus on that. So that's one thing to think about when it comes to teaching people, right? Another way to think about teaching people is taking yourself out of the position of, if I teach you, you're gonna take my job. If I teach you, the next time I see you on a show, I want you to work with me directly because I know you know what I need you to know, or I can work better. My favorite thing when I'm doing a video position is teaching, even though it's frustrating because I teach. What ends up happening though is that if someone I've met before and I know I've trained you on screens, hey, you're with me, let's build these screens real quick because I know you know what to do. I've trained you, I know you know what to do. I build these screens. Or I know what you're gonna do. You're gonna take a crew of 2 and you're gonna build this screen while I do this. And then when you're done with the screens, because I know you're gonna now come into this other position I'm doing, which is projection for let's say this example. And I'm gonna teach you projection now so that the next time we work together, I know you can help me in this part too. And I don't always have the time to do that. You don't always have time to do that. I get that, but 50-50, you have the time. Okay, so that's what I think about that. If you guys disagree, let me know in the comments. If you agree with me, awesome. If I missed anything though, let me know. Those are the 2 main things I think as far as training other people comes into play. Keep going down here. Those wires are sticking out of the back. Are they just power? So just to ask the power, so this is for, if we're talking about this one, sorry, Jessica, I'm not there at one, but if we're talking about this one, yes, this is power to the breadboard here. Hopefully we're gonna get to that. So better put me on track. I'll get to that in a second. It seems like right now I need to build this part here, which is what I was doing. And then I went to my soap opera about teaching, because that's what I do. I teach, right? So that's my passion, that's my drive. I hope you liked what I said. Let's see where we're going here. If video guys are like octopods, what animal is good representation for audio guys? Oh, that's a good question. What animal is good for an audio? So I always thought stagehands would be rhinos, monkeys, right? Because the reading guys call themselves trust monkeys or monkey something. Rhinos, right? Like there's always those guys like bulky, stocky guys like me. A horse would be like a workhorse. I don't know what audio would be. What animal? What animal has big ears that can hear really well? What animal hears the best? Like out of all the animals, that would be an audio guy. I don't know. It's a good question. If anybody knows what that answer is, let me know. I can't think of a good animal for an audio guy. This is, I don't know, the sea sound maybe. I don't know. That's crazy, but I'm sure there's something. If anybody has it, Chuck says that badgers are super violent creatures, man. Audio guys are kind of rude. Yeah, no, maybe you're right. Maybe you got something there. Or Tasmanian devil. If it puts off an audio guy, yeah. See, Chuck knows I'm going with this. Yeah, or I know where he's going with it. Audio guys can be a little aggressive on it, especially if you've gone from a live events guy to a paper guy. That getting off script stuff, you know, and the days are happening right there. According to Google, badgers do have an acute hearing. Oh, okay, hold on. So badgers do have an acute hearing. So we were in sync there. So they're aggressive and they have good hearing. So maybe a badger is what an audio guy is. We should make a badger icons for audio crews. Never mess with an audio guy. Leave the lives alone. Yes. Thanks for a great answer. I love the examples of the transition from camera up to TD. Yeah, I mean, I can go over that for different positions for lighting as well. I think there's a definite path for lighting. I think there's a definite path for audio as well. You know, the reason I'll say this live here. The reason I didn't go the audio route is because I have found that a lot of really good audio guys will work with a lot of good A1s will find other good A1s and bring them on shows to be their A2s because they don't want to stress about anything. There's not a lot of, you know what? Here's another opportunity for you guys. If you go to the Facebook group page, go to the file section, there's an ebook in there about comms. Comms for audio and RF are huge. That is a niche in itself, and there's not a lot of guys that are good at it. So a lot of times what happens is really good A1s find other really good A1s that they like to work with, and vice versa, and they'll switch out on the positions of running the board and being back of house because they want that trusted, I'm going to leave someone else to do the job properly. It's also a very strategic way to lock people that should be thought about, which we'll get into in a whole other show when we've done this in the past in our Tech Talks episodes. But there's a whole try to mic people up, do things, and there's a lot of tricks and things based off people's clothes, silk outfit, cotton outfit, suits, dress. There's all kinds of little workarounds you can do. So audio is a little harder for me because of that. I've seen really good A1s be A2s because they want that really good comic person in the back, managing the RF, managing the comms, managing the back house, wiring for Dante, for Dugan, for whatever the case is, right? But you could go, right? You could go from the lavalier guy to the A1 position and vice versa. So that was very flexible there. Let me keep going down here so I can keep going with the build. Bet an elephant because an A1 never forgets. An elephant because an A1 never forgets. That's a good one. I like that one. So I guess for the community, what would a lighting guy be? So it has to be something with big eyes and really good at color distinction, right? What we got here? This is nocturnal, great hearing. Audio guys are definitely like bats. Oh, bats, interesting. Yeah, echolocation. That's a good one. They do have big ears too, right? So badger. What about lighting? Let's go with lighting here. In the comments, let me know what a lighting guy would be. What animal has good eyesight? I don't think an octopus has good eyesight, but that's a different conversation. All right, so while you guys chat down here in the chats about what animals for lighting here, I'm going to go to the next step here. We're going to build this piece out here. So it's telling me that this little piece needs to be in the back. Facing this way. This is not, oh, sorry. It's doing it on this piece. I had it myself. It's a little bit of wood dust there. All right, so this piece needs to face the back. So we're going to face it this way. And it's going to sit right into here. So I'm just going to pressure it in there. And this piece, which is the same all around, is going to go right here. Ta-da. Oh, it doesn't fit. Just kidding. All right, so that's going in there. That's in there. And then we take the battery pack and we put it on top, facing this way. All right. So that's kind of just sits in there. And right there, we're getting it looking pretty good. It's got some fun to it. Good. An eagle, man, an eagle is a good one. That's a really good one. I like the eagle one because eagles have. I like the eagle because that's good eyesight. Eagles can see. They can do like a 10x zoom on their eyes down to the floor. If you've never seen an American eagle, by the way, they're huge. Their wingspan is 5 feet. Just so you know. If you ever gone to, it wasn't Boston. What I go? If you ever go to the Hershey amusement park in Pennsylvania, they have a zoo attached to it, and in the zoo side they show they have two of them. They have a display you can stand next to, and it tells you the wingspan is up to a full-grown adult can be up to 5 feet, and their height as a bird, I think it was like 4'2" or something like that. But they had a huge wingspan, and it was like I hope to never see it in person. It's massive. But yeah, eagles are great. I like that one. Yeah, eagle's a good one. What else we got? What's another good one for lighting? It's all like colors. You know, like it's like a delicacy for some reason, but something that can see color like really, really well. You can Google that. All right, so we got these two pieces here. Yeah, finally go to page 2. Okay, now I'm gonna do this sideways so you guys can see what I'm doing. I'm gonna plug this into the left side, and it's like my Jeep, plug and play. Right, snap that there, snap that here. Boom. Okay. And then this goes right here. That seems too cool. Yeah, that doesn't look right. Oh. Damn. Operator error. Remember that comment I made about there not being any holes in the right space? Not to make holes. That was wrong. So I was right about what this was for. I used the wrong piece. So this one has a smaller hole with 2 holes for the power. Fire me now for my own show. All right, so we're gonna do this real quick. I have now 2 ground holes. We will figure out a creative way to fill those at some point, but not on the show. I'll do it at my own time. All right. I see. So Pagan AV, Google told me that the mantis shrimp sees the most colors. Now everything makes sense. Okay. That's real quick. I need to see what this thing looks like. So mantis. Sorry guys, I got a sidetrack here. My ADHD brain. Mantis shrimp. Shrimp. That is a very colorful looking shrimp, and I would eat that. It looks like a lobster. Also known as sea locusts and prawn killers. Prawn killers. Oh, okay. I like it. Very, very colorful. I like this guy. And because he's from the ocean, he matches with the octopus idea. So now the community, you need to find me a very good listening audio creature, a whale as echolocation. Right, we're going with the bat concept, so maybe that's maybe whale's not the right one, but dolphins maybe too. All right, so we're taking this out. This is going to go to this, which I'm just going to do right now, so that it's done. It's there, and I don't use this again. You can see that I've popped it in there. Oh, sorry. It's pretty snug. Sure, it's not coming out. Take this guy. We're gonna go this way. Put those inside for the power, and that fits in there. And then, oh my God, there's like there should have been the whole time. That's so crazy. Who would have known that? Jeez, these instructions, man. I take responsibility, guys. It's my fault. All right, so we're gonna put this in here real quick. Let's see. Tune into next live stream where Omar will eat a mantis shrimp. I don't know if anyone wants to see that. Can you get a mantis shrimp? Is that even allowed? I don't think it was. What would they call it though if you ate it? Would it have a different name, like rainbow shrimp, rainbow lobster? The one that Google showed me is really, really, really colorful and really pretty. Totally psychedelic. But that makes sense why they see color. It has huge eyes. Holy shit. All right, sorry. Get out of here. Okay. This guy goes back here, pops into place. And by the way, I'm not using the manual right now because I'm trying to get back on track. Okay, that's there, and that's super snug. Way snugger than the other side. These guys, there we go. See this portion. This lines up to this piece down here. See, it still doesn't. Oh, I see it. Okay. No, it doesn't. Okay, got it. Oh no, this is now backwards. Okay, so we're gonna pop this here, pop this over here. Is that stuff where you just like the client's here and asking you to do something? You just, I'm working as fast as I can. I got it. Give me 5 minutes, and you give yourself more time, right? And boom. Oh, that sounds not good. Almost good. No boom yet. Okay, there we go. Damn it! What the? I saved myself. Nope, it's still coming out. Okay, one side is causing problems. Why is that? This does not want to play ball. There we go. Okay. Ta-da. I kind of wish this was on the inside, which it could be. So this is how the manual says to do it. Looks there. Looks there. I'm not sure what these are holes for, but I'm sure we'll figure that out. But there is enough space inside to put that in there. It'd just be a pain for the batteries. Well, we'll leave it outside. Maybe I'll get the motivation. So we've got, I'm sure you guys can see in there. All right, we've got speakers, which are plugged into the breadboard down there. And then we've got the power, which is plugged in. Let's get this. There we go. Oh, and this one. So here's power. All right. We're going to, I need to double check something here. Hold on. This goes to this. Okay. That goes there, that goes there. That plugs into this. Oh, I see it. Okay. So ground to ground. So black is ground. So I'm going to ground these guys. Okay. It's not quite sticking. There we go. And then we're going to go positive to negative. Power and positive negative here. Okay. So this ground, which is for power, I'll bring it this way. This ground here is going to power, so ground to ground here, and then power is getting passed one board, one to the power. So this switch essentially now either lets power pass through or that's not passing through. So this does, the circle means power is not passing through. The connector means power can pass through. And that's what we're doing there. And oh, look at this one. Lighting equals chameleon. I like that one. So it could be a chameleon. I wouldn't need a chameleon, by the way. I don't think you can. But chameleon is one of them. And then Sound Guy says, you mentioned earlier about getting hands-on experience earlier, but I was driving. Do you have an email I could reach out to you? I do not object to having volunteers for. Oh yeah, for sure. So Sound Guy is offering for anybody who wants to reach out. I'm gonna go ahead and shoot my email out here for everybody. Always welcome to email me on Facebook, YouTube, or my email directly. I just posted there on Facebook and YouTube for you guys. So go ahead and write it down if you want. Reach out to us. We'll respond within a day or two. So we got this. No, next step is to add all the bolts and stuff and power this on. But what I want to do is check it. So I'm gonna put power in here. I wish there was an LED light. So I'm just right here putting power. Oh, I'm missing a battery. You're back. partner Amanda has this little kit here that organizes all the batteries in. I hated this at first, and now I love it. So thank you. It's really nice and organized, and I can test batteries out. And if you're like me, every time you do a show and audio guys, left all those batteries are bad now, they go home for the Xbox. Okay, so I've got everything in there. Power on. Boom. That's good sound. That works. I will screw this on my own time. I'll screw the screws into here, and I'll connect it to my speaker. So unfortunately, this camera here is my phone, so I can't show you guys the Bluetooth on that. Turn it off. Turn it on one more time. Like that. It works. So now it'd be just kind of getting this in here. I don't know what this. Oh, maybe we'll do another show about this. This can be for the bass, that air pressure you need to create sound. You need air pressure. That could be for that. But anyway, so the next step would be to line these up, which it pretty much is. I would set these all down. Seeing if you didn't do bolts, you could in theory put the battery inside. But then you have to take it out every time. So plus it's really close to the magnets. Could drain the batteries. Anyways, we have built in 2 hours our wireless box. Actually, if this is really cool. So handmade, a little bit of damage here. I'll probably put this or eval sticker. Figure it out. Maybe we'll do a giveaway for this. Anybody's interested in a giveaway. As in the back, so not super clean, but it's cool. It works. We'll do a video eventually of what this smells like. But I don't have any more information here. If I missed any questions, let me know real quick. Victor Robles says, AV Educate, I'm a show ninja, but yes, very busy and fruitful year. Lots of engineering, LED, and media service. Congratulations, Victor. That's awesome to hear. I'm glad you recovered from a few years ago from what happened to everybody. I'm glad you're doing really well out there, man. I'm really proud to hear that. That was great. Thank you. See a little thing of that. Little tools here that I use. Actually, I only used one the entire time, surprisingly. Everything was the same out. So when I get off this, I will screw the tops in, get that done. I do so much as well because I'm hungry. But, I'm going to go ahead and scroll up real quick here, see if I miss anybody. Thanks for being here, Pagan AV. Thanks for being here, Nemo, which is Kiki. Thanks for being here, Jessica. Thanks for being Ed Wallach, Jason Linderman, Tom Monroe, Trev Jack. Appreciate you guys being here with me for so long and watching this, having fun with me. Auto Tech, it's a new thing. Maybe if we get some more comments about that, we'll figure something out to do with that. Still think there's a debate. Is there a debate still about what the audio guy is? I'm not sure that got finalized, but I do like the Eagle idea. Who am I missing here? Amanda here, my partner, she said, what I want to know if who is your co-host hiding? Oh, sorry, we talked about the corner. That's how we got to this topic. Oh, also, if you guys, it's my motivation for more now. Little Majin Buu working out. It's my gym workout, buddy. We're talking about that one, sorry. And then there's a little Goku guy over there, little puppet figure, which video coming out soon about the puppet figure. We did a little pressure mapping on it. Do a little course on it. That's gonna be a few months from now. Still a lot to do there. Jason Limmer, thanks for being here as well, man. I really appreciate these. Thanks for being here. Kiki, you're here. I appreciate you as always, man. Glad to see you doing so good. Did I miss anybody? Jeff Ford Green, thanks for tuning in and being here with us. Really appreciate that. Hope everything's going good on your end. Victor, glad to see you as well, man. Glad to see you're doing good. Glad to see you killing it. I'm sure I'll see you soon on the show. That everybody. So I got one more comment coming down at the bottom here. And you know what I forgot? Pagan AV, you're gonna be the guy. Mantis Shrimp, thank you so much. That was a decision, Mantis Shrimp. Good to be here. And then Ed said here, I forgot this functionality. For those knockouts are ports for tuning them. Oh, for those knockouts are ports for tuning and moving the battery compartment inside with chains and turn up volume, space, and that level. So best to leave it on the outside. Thank you, Ed, for that. This is why I needed a guy like you. So I was right about the spacing and the breadth of it. So that's really good to know. That's for the air pressure. Yeah, that's cool. So yeah, I will not put it in there. I will leave it on the outside. this idea though. Maybe I'll 3D print a cover with my 3D printer for that. I mean, it's overkill. I don't know. But again, if we get any more comments about this, maybe we'll do it as a giveaway. Give it to someone in the community who wants this custom made K2 speaker box by ABHK. We'll figure out something fun to do with it. That's it, man. I got everybody. Everybody's been talked to. Everybody's been mentioned. We did the build out. Thank you for tuning in. It's about a 2-hour session, like always. Went a little bit early just because I'm getting a little hungry here. But thanks everybody for being here. We'll see you in the next one, and we will be more coming along a little bit more. That's like this coming out in the future here that I hope you guys are gonna enjoy, and I really look forward to showing them with you guys. And if any questions or comments about training in the future, audio, lighting, video, just let me know. I'll point you in the right direction. If we're not doing it, I'll get to the right person. Anyway, sorry, Ed's saying move the switch to the back so you can place something on top and not turn it off accidentally. That actually has a really good point. And I could do that very easily by making this hole a little bit bigger with the drill. I follow the CNC machine. I could be more active about it. Anyways, we'll get into that. Jessica, this was cool. Thanks for sharing. Appreciate you for being here. Hope to see you out in the industry soon enough. Again, thanks everybody for being here. I appreciate it. See you guys in the next one.